Land or house, as a first-time buyer, which should you buy first? Well, in this video, we're going to be telling you about the pros and cons of lands and houses, also tell you what the appreciation potential is like, and the hidden cost you must know when going for any of them, whether land or house, and finally, the document and development fees for each of these, as the case may be. Now let's jump right in. As a first-time buyer, you're thinking and asking yourself, should I do land or should I do house? Well, this is what you need to know. With the information, you can actually decide which is better for you. Under houses, there are actually different kinds of categories. I'll just take three for the conversation we're having. So under house, there are off-plan houses, there are semi-finished houses, and there are fully finished and furnished houses. Okay? When you're talking about off-plan houses, well, that case is really flexible. It means you're not ready to move in over a period of time. You want the developer or the project to be built up and then you move in. In that case, you have more leverage. You can leverage time. You can leverage payment plans to go in on the project and get it delivered at the level that the company is delivering to you. It's different, right? There's more leverage there. Two, there are semi-finished houses. Now, these ones have been finished to a certain level. You just buy it and complete it to your taste and move in. And number three is fully finished houses where it's completed, you just move in with your stuff. The barrier to entry for these three is different. For off plan, it's easier because you can use a payment plan and stretch over a period of time. You don't have to break the bank for that. For a semi-finished house, yes, you can use a payment plan, but the barrier to entry is higher. The least you can do in such a case is say 60% or 50% down payment and spread across a maximum of 3, max 5 months. But for fully finished houses here in Abuja, the best deal you can find is 75% down payment and spread the balance across 3 months. That is the best you can find all around Abuja. And just so you know too, with an off-plan house, the price is often lower. Say you can see 250 million naira, 200 million naira for a 5-bedroom duplex, standalone duplex, depending on what you want. And then for fully finished, the price is often high, of course. You're looking at 350 million naira, 500 million naira, 1 billion naira, and the likes of that. And you can only make a down payment of 75% and spread the balance across 3 months. So you see, the barrier to entry is higher from off-plan to semi-finished to fully finished and furnished houses, right? It goes across that. So you need to know that. So the pros is that for houses off plan, leverage time, easy entry. For semi-finished, leverage time, easy entry, lower payment, lower down payment. Then for fully finished, you're moving in immediately. You don't have to wait anytime. These are the pros. But the cons for these ones is for fully finished, you have to break the bank. If you have money, your pocket has to be deep. So there you have it, the pros and the cons. Now let's look at land. On the land, there is just land. There's no off-plan land, semi-finished land, and fully finished land. It's just land. So on the land, there's often easier barrier to entry because land gives you longer payment plans and also gives you lower down payment. So for land, you can see things like, you can see 12 months payment plan. In some cases, you can even see more than that. You can see 6, you can see 8. Some cases with interest, in some cases without interest, that's interest free. It gives you a longer period to pay. You can leverage time in paying off without breaking the bank. Those are the good things that come with land. What are the cons? And cons, the lands don't often have lots of cons. But all you need to know is you need to do your due diligence, do your search thoroughly on the land, so you won't be buying land that would cause you problem in the future. But oftentimes, it's easier to go with land as a first-time buyer because of you can leverage down payments, lower down payment percentages, and payment plans that stretch over a longer period of time. We've talked about lands and houses, pros and cons. Now let's talk about the appreciation potential, right? So when it comes to appreciation, oftentimes when you buy land, I'm still going to talk about off-plan, semi-finished, and finished. Most times with houses, the appreciation potential is smaller because a lot of investment has gone into the house and the chances of that house really appreciating over a period of time is very little because development most times have peaked around the area, except it's in a place where development is still coming to that area. But with houses, your ROI over a period of time, especially if it's a finished house, is very little. the chances of making a whole lot of returns with off-plan is very high because you're getting in at the developer's price most times. So with off-plan, it is high. You get a whole lot of appreciation over a period of time. But with semi-finished and finished, the appreciation potential is lower. Okay, it's important you know that. How about land? Land, the appreciation potential with land is massive. It's unlimited. You can't really cap it. You can't really say this is what it's going to be particularly. So with land, appreciation potential is higher. It beats that of houses, except the only one that can compete with land is off-plan houses. Now let's talk about the hidden costs for each of these, whether land or houses. As a first-time buyer, I'll start with houses. For houses, you don't need to pay so much after the payment or with the payment of the house itself. All you need to know is there'll be service charge if it's in an estate. Service charge 1, then 2, for your documents, you may pay for your documents as well, and then 3, you're likely going to pay agency fee if you worked with a realtor. These 3 payments are the basic payments. If there's anything extra, it's not really going to be a lot. But with land, you need to know there's going to be this, if you're buying from an estate as well, when the estate becomes fully functional, if it's not fully functional yet, you're going to pay for the service charge when that time comes. You pay for infrastructural and development levy too, and then you're going to pay for agency if you bought through a realtor. Now it's important that you know that the infrastructure and development levy most times is often, depending on the estate here in Abuja, but it's often high. It runs in millions most times. It runs in millions, right? It's important that you know that. But with houses, the service charge and other payments, it often does not run in millions, depending on the estate though and the location. In places like Guzape, you can see service charges that sit as high as 4 million, 2 million, and the likes of that. Depends on the location. Okay, now documents that you get when you're buying each of these. When you're buying a fully finished house in Abuja, you're getting your receipt of course and your deed of conveyance or assignment, as the case may be. In some cases, a contract of sale. But when you're buying land, if you're paying outrightly, you're getting your location letter, contract of sale. Basically, you only get your deed of conveyance or deed of assignment when you start to build on that land and build to a certain level, oftentimes when you roof. So for land, contract of sale, allocation letter, and receipt if you're paying outrightly. But if you're paying with a payment plan, you only get your receipt of payment and provisional allocation letter when you make your first deposit. All right, these are the documents you're likely going to get. For those of you asking yourself, he didn't mention C of O. Where does the C of O come in? Okay, just so you know, your C of O is conveyed to you through your deed of assignment or deed of conveyance, as it were. So that is how you get your own C of O or R of O, as the case may be. So there you have it, lands and houses. As a first time buyer, you have enough information now to make a decision. You know what it will cost you if you're going for house or if you're going for land. People argue that houses are easier to liquidate. Some say it's land. It depends. It's not cast in stone. You have enough information now to make a decision. Just so you know, analysis paralysis will keep you stuck. Do not get in the cycle of analyzing and not taking any action. So right after watching this video, you have been thinking about this, decide right now and put a call across to us. Let's help you get that house or that land that just meets your need. We're looking forward to get a call from you now.